But the next generation represented Bayern Munich in the main here, that's the fascination of this one, and a much more accomplished CV surrounding most of these Juve players. So here we go at the Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, the International Champions Cup, and it is the meeting of two of the great names, Juventus and Bayern Munich, adding luster to this competition, an elite global soccer event nowadays, and not even this weather can dampen the enthusiasm in the crowds. Even the ones sheltering from the storm, hopefully it will abate and they can get out there and get up close and personal with many of the superstars on show. Marquee matchups in this tournament, which have generally produced wonderful crowds and inspiring new generations of supporters to embrace the global game and celebrate the history, the tradition and the ambition of all the biggest and the best of football's clubs. And even though there's some callow youth involved for Bayern Munich, it's very, very important that they get the points with a victory. Fiercely fought matches these, no ties and no easy victories. And there must be a winner. Penalties if required. So a check on the starting lineups then. The great Buffon has departed and it opens the door for Mattia Perin to start in goal for Juventus ahead of Wojciech Szczesny. That is a talking point. Other new faces, Emre Can and João Cancelo, along with up front this evening Andrea Favalli. Szczesny on the bench along with the likes of Benatia, Khedira, Barzali. And with several of their World Cup disappointed being rested and licking their wounds, it is a mighty youthful look to Bayern Munich's side here tonight. Sven Ulreich is in goal, Sandro Wagner is the main man up front, and we believe it will be five across the middle with the wide positions filled by Ribéry and Serge Gnabry, who now attempts to restart his career at Bayern Munich after a very successful spell on loan at Hoffenheim. But it's all about the next generation, even if these two veterans have seen it all and done it all before. Ribéry for Bayern, Chiellini for Juventus. Chris Penso is the man taking charge. Chiellini will have Daniele Rugani alongside him to start tonight, and it looks like it will be Javi Martinez in the back four for Bayern Munich. Now, before we get underway here this evening, there will be a minute's silence in memory of Sergio Marchionne, who passed away at the age of 66, the former chief executive of Fiat Chrysler. He worked closely with the Agnelli family that control both that business and, of course, Juventus FC. So Juve and Bayern marking the passing of Sergio Marchionne. Well, a final rebuff to anybody who says that pre-seasons do not count. Bayern Munich, this time last year, played 6 and lost 5 in the build-up to their campaign. In the ICC, they lost to Arsenal, Milan and Inter, and it was a portent of the early season upheaval that saw, in the end, for the departure of Carlo Ancelotti, which was the headline-grabbing story in the first half of the season in Germany. Juventus always take these affairs very, very seriously. I'm delighted to have Pat Fennell alongside. Pat, what are your expectations?
I'm looking forward to, Paul. Like you say, it's two massive clubs in Europe going head-to-head, and interesting, stats, maybe both going in different directions, with Juventus spending serious money on Ronaldo. They got Can in free, obviously, and Cancelo they paid 40 million for, where Bayern Munich looking to go down a different route, trying to introduce some young players from their academy through the system into the first team. So it should be an interesting game.
A real new field to Bayern Munich suddenly, with Niko Kovac taking charge, working with Salihamidzic. First up, we have to salute them for giving their kids the opportunity, and it's now up to the kids to seize it.
Yeah, when you get a chance as a young player, you want to impress the manager, and what better way, you're playing against top opposition in Juventus, like you say, go and grab that chance to get a jersey.
Here's one of them, Josip Stanisic. Stanisic, just 18 years of age, has the experienced Martinez alongside him. Juan Bernat is the left back. And Johansson down the right. And he really does look like a kid, doesn't he? Shabani picked up a little bit of room nicely. Alexandro is the Juve left back here. Missed out on the World Cup, of course. The Brazilian. And among the departures, of course, from Bayern in recent times to Juventus, another Brazilian, Douglas Costa, not involved. Allegri very keen to keep him, and certainly he is a part of the long-term plan. Well, very nearly the opener. A lot of room for Favali. He maybe had a slash at that in the end, and Ulreich might have been asked to do a bit more with that, Pratt.
Yeah, he did. You're in Favali, like you say. Got it on target. Good hand from the goalkeeper. It's a good save from Perrin in the end.
So the first corner for Juve with Pjanic. De Chilio taking no chances with it, and here is Perrin, the goalkeeper side from Genoa, already outstanding in Serie A. Chiellini, the front man. We don't often say that, do we?
No, you don't see that too often. Keeper driving a long ball. Obviously didn't get back from the corner kick, trying to find Chiellini in behind the back four of Bayern Munich.
So Niko Kovac signed from Eintracht Frankfurt. Eintracht signed off under Kovac by beating Bayern Munich in the German Cup final to deny them yet another double. The deal had already been done, incidentally. It didn't hinge on that in any sense. Kovac, of course, formerly a Bayern player, but won a legion of admirers for the rebuild job he did at Eintracht Frankfurt. He came in late in the 2015-16 season and saved Eintracht in a relegation playoff and pushed them over the next 2 years very firmly into the top half of the Bundesliga. Chance for Gnabry to impress a new manager. Feeling a bit hard done by, we understand, Gnabry, that he's never quite had the opportunity, the platform at Bayern so far, and indeed as was the case at Arsenal.
Yeah, it's a big season for him, like you say. He likes to play on that right-hand side, but drift in as well, doesn't stay wide, not an out-and-out wide player, wants to come in and get involved inside.
Slightly overplayed perhaps by João Cancelo. Favali did his best to rescue it. What a thrill, Pat, it must be for some of these young midfield players in particular here, the likes of Zila and Veal, who have got no first-team experience for Bayern Munich before today. Shabani did feature a couple of times last season, but they're up against some of the great names. Here's Wagner, picked out Gnabry, wasn't a good touch by Gnabry. Perrin able to drop on it.
Yeah, Juventus just caught playing out from the back, poor play that time. Like you say, not able to capitalise on that mistake. Can't get out of his feet quick enough. Gnabry maybe hit it first time on his left foot.
Bernardeschi trying to feather it forward into the path of Favali. Must be quite a bewildering experience all this for Andrea Favali, only because a mere $7.5 million was spent on him as a frontman to Juventus from Ascoli. And if you think about the players he's going to have to compete for game time with.
Yeah, you think about 100 million they spent on Ronaldo, but going back to your point in relation to the young players for Bayern Munich, it's great, isn't it? They have Will, Shabani coming up against the likes of Pjanic, who's a top player. Marquisio as well, and obviously Emre Can, a fantastic season for Liverpool. So 3 quality players in there against the young boys.
Not quite for Bernat. Indifferent season last time for Juan Bernat at left back, and of course he's got David Alaba to fight against for a position. So we were looking through the side, even although it feels like a new beginning in some senses for Bayern Munich, but essentially, Pat, pretty much every single position, 2 top quality players, Bayern Munich.
Yeah, we are talking about a lot of young lads, but they do have a lot of experience sprinkling around the team.
Here's Wagner, nominally the backup to Lewandowski, of course. He's not involved at the moment. Fell for Ribéry, he found some room. Perrin got down sharply. Johansson. Martinez. Bernardeschi just ushering Bayern backward. Sven Ulreich, of course, who has played the entire season in the absence of Manny Neuer in 2017-18. Did so many things so well for Bayern in goal, and then that one calamitous mistake in the UEFA Champions League semi-final second leg. All new to this fellow, Perrin, but he was so impressive at Genoa. Still a big step up, isn't it?
It is a huge step up. He made a good save that time from Ribéry, coming in onto his right foot, trying to bend it into the left-hand corner of the goalkeeper. But like you say, Perrin is well able to deal with that. Good save.
Martinez. He's getting forward a lot from right back. Something he likes to do, we understand. Gnabry found a bit of room. Wagner was looking for the early ball into him. And it's straight at Perrin from the edge of the box. Zila had the hit.
Shaky start from Juventus at the back, which they don't normally have. Like you say, falls pointed straight to Zila, doesn't really connect it. 2 straight down the middle of Perrin, an easy save for the goalkeeper. But they've been a little bit sloppy at the back, Juventus, so far. Haven't really got into the rhythm at all in the game. But defensively, you normally think they're really solid, but they've given up a couple of chances already.
Certainly has kept Perrin involved early on, which is no bad thing, I suppose, for a new goalkeeper settling in. And I think a lot of Juventus fans watching with us, Pat, will be very surprised that it is Perrin in goal ahead of Wojciech Szczesny, if only because when the great Buffon departed, he said famously, I depart the stage to allow Wojciech Szczesny his moment to establish himself. He's not starting very well, is it? He's not in goal.
You need to be playing all right to establish yourself, but obviously the manager wants to have a look at both of them, and Perrin's come in, like you say, he's a good goalkeeper. It's a big ask, isn't it, for either of them, because they've got huge footsteps and gloves to follow in, because you know they've had one of the best goalkeepers in the world for a long time, and he's the part of the scene now. It's a big challenge, and the guy is on that position as well to see how they deal with whoever gets the #1 jersey.
Wagner. Sandro Wagner overlooked by Germany for the World Cup, the ill-fated World Cup squad, and he felt he was snubbed so completely he announced his retirement before the World Cup. Given away by Ulreich. Such a shame it ended as it did for him, and I suppose the great expectation in the goalkeeping job for Bayern Munich is that it will be Manny Neuer. Bernardeschi, Favalli helped it on its way inadvertently. João Cancelo now looking to make a fast start as a Juve player. Good work by Ulreich. Yet another high-quality addition by Juve. João Cancelo, and can play a variety of positions, of course, but can't he? Signed from Inter.
Yeah, he's comfortable playing a couple of systems as well. He can play in that three in the back as a wing back as well, and he's a good signing for them. Like I said, a lot of money paid from, you know, big season. Look forward for him, but he is a very, very good signing for Juventus.
I should perhaps qualify what I said. Technically, he was formerly a Valencia player, although he was at Inter last season and impressed so much. Smart business by Juve, though, wasn't it, to get him?
Yeah,
here's young Johansson. Johansson at right back looks very composed on the ball, doesn't he?
Yeah, and you can see already. Ribery attacks now.
Ribery twisting and turning. João Cancelo put the brakes on. Bernat. Here is Johansson again. He wears a ponytail like his new manager used to do as a player.
Yeah, you can see already with him, he's a full-back that wants to get forward. Like I said earlier on, he's bombing down the line. Gnabry coming in off the line, nearly playing as a second striker in there beside Wagner, and leaving all that space for Johansson, but he's running into and he wants to get into looking to receive the ball in a wide right position.
Pavel Vil it was who had the hit there in the end, and having heard from Salihamidzic before kick-off, one slight difference between Vil and the rest of this young crop for Bayern is that they actually did pay a small amount of money to bring him in from Kaiserslautern. Martinez had a swipe at it. Ribery, deflection on that. Really took it where Wagner couldn't possibly jump against the goalkeeper. Shorter hairstyle these days for Kovac. Huge impression he built as a coach since taking over at Eintracht Frankfurt. Full of bright ideas, watching Eintracht week to week. He never knew what the selection would be or what the formation would be.
And it's obviously part of the plan with Bayern Munich. He used a lot of young players at Eintracht as well, and that's where they brought them to the club. Obviously they feel that they've got to start producing their own homegrown players as well through their academy.
Wagner got some room. Rugani stepped way off him then. And again Wagner gets it. Nice idea. Chiellini was alert. Reach Bernat now. Ribery. Nice little touch by Shabani. Johansson once more. Alexandro. Gnabry working back on him.
Just a little foot in from behind from Gnabry, like you say, gives away a silly free kick. But they've started the game really well. Bayern Munich passed the ball really well. All the young players looking to get on it and express themselves.
Martinez spent a lot of last season when Heinkes came in and righted the ship, just sitting in front of the two centre-backs, and a lot of people think that's his best position. I don't know what your view would be on that.
You can see by me at centre-half, he's a player that just sits in there, reads the game really well, able to spot danger, moves the ball quickly, doesn't complicate the game.
Neither Hummels nor Boateng are involved here, and Süle, still being rested after the World Cup, even though Süle didn't play much of a part in the ill-fated Russian adventure. Those are the top three centre-backs once more for Bayern. No transfer purchase of consequence during the summer transfer window at Bayern Munich. The only player incoming, Leon Goretzka from Schalke. Goretzka, of course, was signed last January, effectively. That was a bit sloppy. Johansson, maybe a bit of panic set in.
Yeah, I think it's Stanisic plays the ball into. It's a little bit short on the wrong side for him as well. Good press from Juventus that time. Johansson gives away the free kick.
Better that than anything worse, though, eh?
Yeah, he could have been in on goal that time. It's just a little clip of the heels and he's gone down. He's got to defend this set piece now.
Pjanic over it. Two-fisted by Ulreich. Ribery comes away with it. Great piece of tracking back by João Cancelo. Chiellini is going to get his first yellow card of 2018-19. What took so long?
There's a surprise. He said he just seen Ribery get away from him and he just come across him and clipped his heels. They had a big hug at the start of the game. They tip off. It didn't last long. Here you see it. First one's a foul as well. Chiellini says you're not going any further. He just takes him down.
Ribery didn't like it. Oh, the fire came up in the eyes then.
He did, that's what I'm saying. The hug went out the window at that stage, but he was looking for a little bit of revenge. Ribery, I think when he seen who it was, he backed down a little bit.
But as we see so often in this International Champions Cup, there is that edge. Competitive matches. Took a lot of touches then. Emre Can was able to deal with that very easily. Bernardeschi turned back.
I think that's the learning curve as well for the young players. What they should get out of this game is lower down, and when they're playing in their own level, they may find they get a bit of time in the ball, but at this level you get closed down very quickly, as you see there. Emre Can coming into the back of Shabani.
Back by De Sciglio. Alexandro under pressure. Perrin living a little bit dangerously with his distribution, but worked out all right in the end now. Marquisio's carted out the way. There'll be another talking to at least. Marquisio's not happy about that one. Young Pavel Veal, the culprit. Plenty of edge out there.
There is, yeah, just a little tug of the jersey from Veal there, like you say, but you'd like to see that as well. The managers want it to be a competitive game. Once there's nothing nasty, the referee he's booked the player early. Maybe that's just showing, listen, I'm not going to take too much, make sure the tackles are good, but the tempo to get the game has been good.
Surely, Pat, one of the biggest factors here is that when young players come into this, they will understand that the top players actually don't do friendlies, do they? Their attitude is different.
Yeah, and you go back to Bayern's first game. Robin in the first game, he's constantly at his players, making sure they're on top of it, making sure that there's mistakes made, that they know about it, and that's why they play at the level they play for so long. They treat every game, even the likes of Chiellini, they treat it as a proper game. They want to get their sharpness and their, what pre-season is about. But one thing, they don't want to lose football matches.
The International Champions Cup featuring the champions of Italy and Germany here. Two clubs with stellar histories. Switch right by Stanisic to Johansson. Nice little help on its way, and Zila just crowded out of it in the end. Came at him a little bit quickly. Well stopped by Stanisic. Bernat. Martinez. Wasn't an avenue forward for him. Wide on the other side is Johansson. Gnabry got in his way, really, in all honesty.
Yeah, and it's another learning curve. You see that time Juventus getting back into the shape with, they're notoriously very, very good at defensively, really sound. That's why I was, the start of the game defensively, they're a little bit all over the place, but you can see them getting their shape back, and that's where the Bayern Munich players, the young ones, got to be patient, keep moving the ball, but moving it quickly.
De Chilio. Bernardeschi. That left ping is capable of hitting that diagonal all right. Just scurried away on this damp surface here. Marchisio made the run from deep. And there's another man who just defies the normal aging process. Marchisio, what a great career. He's 32 now, still going strong.
Yeah, and he is the one trying to get up to Vivalli, like you say. That's the second time he's tried to get beyond that time from a switch of play from the right to the left. He's running that inside left channel. He just done that one earlier on as well, trying to go off a ball from Can. Like you say, 32 years of age, still willing to get around the pitch and make them runs.
Tempted to go long. Gnabry, not the ideal target. Surely that should be Sandro Wagner's work. He was nowhere to be seen. Here's Johansson. A little bit of space for Shabani. Bernat stepped in. He knew where Ribery would be. Platt has pointed out, Juve drop off into that very familiar pattern. Doesn't matter which individuals are playing for them. Chiellini clear. Back by Veal to Stanisic. Ribery tried to give Bernat one to run onto. Run off it by Rugani. A lot of talk that Rugani could be on the way before the season proper kicks in back in Europe, Pat. Perhaps influenced by the suggestions that Juve might be under pressure to comply to the fair play rulings, having spent so much on one individual superstar.
Yeah, you can see that as well. The amount of money that they have spent, 100 million on one player, they may need to shift one or two just to bring that down, get the balance quite right. Be interesting with both full-backs for Munich at the moment, Bernat and Johansson. Both of them want to get forward quickly. But Ribery may be staying a little bit wider on that left-hand side. With Gnabry coming inside off the line on the right-hand side, but both full-backs willing to join up the play.
Now, we did say that João Cancelo could play several positions. He's popped up wide on the left. And Johansson was very nearly caught out by that. Do a lot wrong, really, did he? Because Johansson didn't seem to have that under control.
No, he's not aware of him, neither Johansson, that Cancelo's there. He hasn't had a look, and he's got away with that one. If he's got that under control, then he's in on goal.
Not a lot seen up there up front centre from Andrea Favalli on his Juventus bow here. Fairly comfortable ride for Martinez and the man alongside him, Stanisic. Doesn't look particularly mobile, does he, Favalli?
No, Favalli and Wagner. It's difficult for both of them because they've got so many central midfield players. They want to keep the ball and pass it away for that opening, but they're not dropping it in. Here's the long one up to the striker this time, but easy for Chiellini to deal with. But it's difficult for centre forwards. They've got to keep that movement going. They're living off scraps a little bit because there's so much possession in the middle of the pitch.
Gnabry tending to do his best work as a front man from the wider positions, of course, but he could have been playing Champions League football at Hoffenheim. He's chosen instead to try it at Bayern Munich. Steered backward by Veal. So in this starting lineup for Bayern Munich, the 18-year-old on the ball there, Stanisic. In addition to Pavel Viel, who's 19, Marcel Zila, who's 18, Meritem Shabani also out there, although he has a bit of Bundesliga experience from last year. He's only 19 years of age. Shabani actually made his league debut against Kovac and Eintracht Frankfurt. Here he is, clever footballer. Here's Wagner. Gnabry looking to hit one.
It's the first time they've been able to get it into Wagner's feet. Lays it back off for Gnabry, gets it on target. Comfortable save for Perrin in the end. Here you see it into Wagner's feet, lays it off. Good strike from Gnabry, but the keeper deals with that quite well.
Not a good corner, but only half clear by Marchisio. Pjanic was onto it quickly, trying to get Bernardeschi going. Good work by Ulreich. Now De Sciglio. De Sciglio will have to improve on his ratio from last season, I think. Only 10 league starts after signing from Milan. And now, of course, with Stefan Lichtsteiner gone, it's his moment, really. Bernardeschi, another who suffered with some injuries at the critical times in the season, having signed from Fiorentina. Paid a lot of money for him, over 40 million. Cavalli helped it on nicely. Giancancelo to the outside to Alexandro. Side netting. Maybe a little touch from Ulreich again.
Yeah, I think Ulreich's got his hand to that. He's got to go across the keeper here. You see a ball out to him. Good ball out wide to him. Gets it out of his feet. He's got to go across the goalkeeper. And he's trying to beat him at the near post, and that's a comfortable save for Ulreich in the end.
A bit like the one at the other end with Perrin a few moments ago. Taken by Pjanic, hung in there for Chiellini to attack. Ulreich grabs it, a bit slippy but firm. Not that good a release.
There's a good defensive effort. Shabani at the back post out there, and Chiellini, you know, he's a big boy, Chiellini, but Shabani got in ahead of him, cleared the danger.
Ribery. Play off by Wagner. Field to Bernat. De Sciglio not very strong in that attempt to block Ribery as he came in. Needs to do better than that, De Sciglio. Approaching the half-hour mark here in the Lincoln Financial Field in the International Champions Cup 2018. Both goalkeepers have been busy. Juve and Bayern have been creating chances but not taking them, and again De Sciglio's under a lot of pressure. Ribery fancies his chances against him here, I think, Pat.
He does. He's faced him up a few times now, and he's got the better of him already. You know, outside, wants to come inside as well. Here he sees Ribio. De Sciglio not happy defending against him at all. Gives away the free kick, tug of the jersey. Ribery's a tricky customer at the best of times.
Sandro did well to get his head on it. Johansson. Here goes Bernat. Gnabry again. Didn't hit this one, but it's a nice feed to Ribéry. Marquinhos threw himself at it and helped clear by Pjanic. Nice build-up by Bayern. Decent-looking reserve team, isn't it?
It's not bad. I'm talking about the right-hand side with Johansson and Gnabry. On the left-hand side with Bernat and Ribéry have joined up really well.
Wagner, been a bit quiet so far, Sandro Wagner, but those around him are playing their part, and that is quite lively and bouncing awkwardly in front of Perrin. Feel encouraged to have a hit, the young man. Another save for Perrin. The stats will look good if he keeps on in this vein. We know that really none of them have been anything more than regulation saves, but it'll all help as he beds in. Can has been quiet, I must say. Emre Can got the free kick then. Said he parted on great terms with Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool, and only goes with the fondest memories of life at Anfield.
Yeah, it might take him a little bit of time to settle into Juventus with the shape they play and the way they play. Liverpool very attack-minded, on the front foot all the time, willing to play in behind, pressing high up the pitch, where Juve happy enough to soak up a bit of pressure and counter-attack. So it might take him a little bit while just to get used to the system that they play.
I think that's a great point, yeah. He's almost sitting there like like on his first day at school alongside Marquinhos and Pjanic. Just show me the ropes, I'll sit here and be a good boy.
And he's probably got the reins on because he's used to going and pressing the ball, isn't he, under Jurgen Klopp, and he's probably been told, listen.
All right, got caught out. Surely he's going to be punished, and Juventus go in front through Andrea Favalli, and after a quiet start, it's a memorable goal for him as he settles in as a Juve player. Allegri's men presented with the lead.
Yeah, it's poor play from Munich. Ball back to the goalkeeper. Not a great ball back to him. Doesn't cover himself in glory, but he does great here. He could have shot in goal. Doesn't get his head up and just picks out Favalli in the middle of the box. Here we see it. Poor back pass. Puts the keeper under serious pressure. He doesn't do well at all. I think it's Marquinhos goes across the goal and Favalli finishes it really well.
Look at the energy shown by Marquinhos here, seizing on that to make something happen, putting the press on himself.
He's been in that position for most of the game. Once Juventus got the ball, he's the one that's making strides to get forward to Favalli and join up from the central midfield. Like you say, Pjanic and Emre Can looking to sit there more so, but he's the one looking to get forward. And he could have had a shot and goal there. Goalkeeper's out of goal, but good finish from Favalli.
Something Favalli will always remember, his first goal in the black and white, even if it was a present. The new man signed from Ascoli. So at this moment, he's their top scorer ahead of Mandzukic, Ronaldo, Higuain, Bernardeschi, Piazza and Dybala.
Yeah, he's got a bit of talent ahead of him. Need to get into that team, but do his confidence the world of good scoring tonight against Bayern Munich.
I think Bayern will probably claim to have been the better side overall, but they trail, and we know not to make any rash judgments in this competition. The International Champions Cup, Pat and I, the other night, we saw Liverpool dominate against Borussia Dortmund and they lost 3-1. This is what Favalli is good at doing, getting around defenders and making a nuisance of himself. It's almost literally the case that they bought him, I think, to take some of the weight off Mandzukic, literally do so.
Yeah, he's a big boy, as he, like you're saying. He wants to mix it, he wants to put himself about, he wants to rough up defenders, not give them an easy time. No harm in that neither, like you say. And here we see the finish again, like you say, Marquinhos in that position. Great ball across the goal, because he can shoot from there. Keeper's out of his goal, he doesn't think, I'll square this. Favalli tapped in.
You're the professional. It's not clear to me why Ulreich felt he had to play that ball, quite honestly. Why not just accept a corner and regroup.
Yeah, maybe so, and maybe he's thinking I can clear it and get me foot in it, but it's too far away. Like you say, maybe and just knock her out for a throw in, knock her out for a corner kick, whatever it is. But he thinks he can do better, but unfortunately he's knocked us straight to the Juventus player.
Now this could be a potential worry. Javi Martinez has come to the touchline here for Bayern. We saw Joel Matip limp out the game, about this phase of it, wasn't it, for Liverpool, and Klopp, echoing your words in commentary, said afterwards that is just the one thing we come on tour not to happen.
It is, as a manager, the one thing you pre-season, the one thing you pray for is that you don't pick up any injuries. Bayern as well, you know, centre-halves obviously resting, there's still a few of them there, but he's a player for them that can fill in a centre-half. Like you say, he played a lot last season, sitting in front of the back four, so hopefully he's okay, it's not too serious. Take him off, if there's any risk, they got to take him off.
At the moment, Pavel Veal has slotted into that role. Here he is again. Bernat. A bit loose from Johansson. The confidence just drops in the young players, doesn't it, once they concede a goal?
Yeah, like you say, a mistake as well, probably gone through the team, you know, the little bit of nervousness after the mistake. You just got to now get back on it, because they started the game really well, they look very confident, they're back passing the ball, get a few touches of it, feel your way back into the game.
Nothing doing for Ribery. Tidied up by Bernardeschi. Emre Can tried to feed it back to Bernardeschi. Bernat has it. Just about kept it in. Veal caught in possession, and again that's Favali's real stocking trade there.
Yeah, again, he didn't give up on it, you hounded the full back in at that time again, give the ball away, give away a free kick. Here you see him chasing it down, hardying Bayern Munich players. That's what he does really well. That's the strength of his game.
So David Alaba has come on for Javi Martinez, and hopefully it'll be nothing long-term for Martinez. Alaba, of course, could play at left full-back, but he's slotted in as the left of two centre-backs here. Battling for it, it's gone against him. Looks a bit disconsolate, doesn't he?
Yeah, he looks disappointed, but the one thing is that he's got him off early. Hopefully there's not too much damage done. Not a bad substitute to bring on David Alaba.
Alexandro for Juve. Gnabry fought for it and won it back well. Wagner. Now keep an eye on Gnabry because he's got searing pace through the middle. Wagner's holding on to it. Ribery arriving on the left, Johansson on the right. This is Johansson. Gnabry made a little move and Chiellini had read that playbook before. Rugani stepped in. To no great effect, it must be said. He has looked a bit shaky, hasn't he?
He has looked very shaky at the start of the game, like you say. That's annoying there. Johansson runs 50 yards to make up the ground, gets on the ball, poor cross.
What about Ribery this side? Shivani back to him somehow. Ribery's claiming his jersey was pulled then. That's how to do the job. Chan got some yardage with it. They've never been afraid to do that, have they, Juve, for all their quality, Pat, is to actually just send it long and get the shape back. And that's from Antonio Conte's time in charge, all through the Allegri regime as well.
Yeah, they see danger, you know, as defenders they see danger. They're all comfortable on the ball, but what they are is defenders. Probably too many players in the world nowadays as defenders want to be attacking players, full-backs bombing on, centre-half stepping into the play. But what they do really well, when they see danger, they clear their lines, and like you say, they get up the pitch, get the shape and drive in the ball back.
And and they've got men like Higuain and Mandzukic who will run for it. And Mandzukic, of course, giant-size heart. But here goes Favali, the youngster, in his place today, and he's made it 2. And Ulreich really looked nonplussed by that as well. He got nowhere near it. Bayern were opened up way too easily. Martinez off, Alaba on in that role just a moment ago, and the door was wide open. This is a great start to the Juventus career of Andrea Favali, but a terrible beginning to 2018-19 for Sven Ulreich.
Talking about clearing the lines, there it is, just one long ball. Favali, you see it again, was he offside? Gets it down plenty of time. Sometimes that's a danger when you've got too much time. Doesn't think about it, know where it's going. Here you see, he gets it out of his feet with his left foot, stands the keeper up.
What about the goalkeeper though? Does he not have to go out and narrow the angle?
He's got to narrow the angle on the near post, no doubt about that, and try to send it across him. But calm, cool finish from Favali. Great start from him. But like you say, there's another long ball, just clear the lines. Favali's onto it fairly quickly, like you said about Mandzukic, willing to chase things. That's what Favali did. Cleared the ball out of back four, onto it quickly. Juve leading 2-0 now.
Bayern Munich have played a lot of good football, but moments of defensive frailty have cost them very dearly. Nothing doing for Wagner. Left by Chan to Alexandro. João Cancelo moved to that left side by Allegri after about 15 minutes. They look well balanced in that way. He really can play both sides in several positions, this fellow. What an addition he's going to be.
He showed a bit of pace there, didn't he? Just opened his legs up and did well to get a tackle in the end. I thought he was gone by him, but like you say, he looks a player on both sides of the pitch. Here you're seeing a nice bit of pace, leaves you handsome, but he gets in, good tackle, corner kick, Juventus.
Short corner, João Cancelo whips it across. Just flicked off the top of Rugani's head. Bernardeschi, Ribery, not fooled by that. Here he goes. Bayern very, very keen to get one on the scoreboard before half-time here, I fancy. Let's run away from Zila. João Cancelo.
Munich have played well enough in the first half, possession where we've kept the ball, had a few half chances as well. The one thing you don't want to be is 2-0 down against Juventus. The masters of just defending that out and seeing it out, because they've got pace on the counter-attack as well, and Favali willing to chase things in behind as well.
Chiellini knew what he was doing there, stepping across Wagner.
He knew he put himself in danger there and he just stepped across Wagner, like you say.
Sandro Wagner is a man with a notoriously short fuse, incidentally. Here's the second goal again.
Yeah, he's got to be out a little bit higher, cut that near post off, make him go across. You see, can you save it?
Allegri's first change, with a couple of minutes left in this first half, and it brings on another of the next wave for Juve this time. 17-year-old Nicolo Fagioli. What a moment for him. Emre Can's gone off.
Yeah, just wondering, he picked up a knock there very early, just at half-time as well. You think he would have left it if it's tactical or anything else. So he's obviously picked up some sort of a knock, and maybe, like we said, in relation to players when they do feel something's to go off nice and early, so it doesn't become long-term damage.
Bernardeschi. Alexandro. Slid forward by Rugani. Got the range now, Perrin, hasn't he? And that's really a ball, and acknowledged by Alexandro that he should have dealt with the left back. One additional minute, a couple of those enforced changes perhaps with Javi Martinez and Emery Chan, both forced off with what looked like injuries. Renato Sanchez is warming up. Not that you need to warm up as such here, but stretching out perhaps more accurately. Renato Sanchez potentially to come on at the break for Bayern, we shall see. Here's the youngster Fagioli. Did that nicely to Bernardeschi. Switch by Pjanic. Gnabry was fouled.
Yeah, and after such a good start with Johansson at the right back for Bayern Munich, had a little wobble the last 10-15 minutes. Passing's gone astray, giving the ball away cheaply. Needs to work his way back.
Well, you're the coach, but maybe pushing João Cancelo out there was exactly what Allegri needed for Juventus, and certainly they have changed the shape of this game thanks to the two strikes from Andrea Favalli on his Juve bow. Well, that's 45 minutes that he'll never forget wherever